Thank you very much. I'm very glad and very happy to be here with you. And I'm more happy because we have our president, Atlafco's president, Honorable Minister Sidi Chimoku Touré, Minister of Fisheries and Animal Resources of Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. At the same time, he is the acting president of our organization, Atlafco, which is the ministerial conference for fisheries cooperation between African countries bordering the Atlantic Ocean. As we said yesterday during my introduction, we have 22 African state members bordering Atlantic Ocean. Our organization has been created in 1989 in Morocco. And actually, we are very present in all the regional fisheries bodies. And we are an active organization in Africa and around the world. We are very happy to be during this session, African session, to present the potential of Africa and to also to present what are the opportunities for doing business between African countries or between our state members and other industries coming from all over the world. And we take the opportunity to congratulate the organization of this Seafood Eurasia. And we're very happy to be here with you. Thank you very much. Now I'm very glad and I have the honor to introduce my president, Sidi Chimoku Touré, Minister of Fisheries and Animal Resources of Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. Excellent.
Thank you, my dear friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored and glad to be here with you. First of all, I would like to extend my congratulations to be here to the organizer of these meetings. I take this opportunity to express my thanks to the Seafood Expo Development for inviting me to attend this prominent event for the global fishery industry. So I'm very proud to head this delegation of the Ministerial Council of Fishery Cooperation between African states bordering the Atlantic Ocean, which is called AFTLACO, that I am the acting president accompanied by the executive secretary, Mr. Taufik, which hold the floor right now, as well the president of two networks, namely Mrs. Majida Marouf, which is here, and the director general of she's the director general of the National Agency for the Development of Aquaculture in Morocco, and also the president of the network of official institutions responsible for development of aquaculture within AFLACO, RAFACA, which constitutes the permanent body for reflection, consultation, and cooperation in the development and promotion of sustainable aquaculture between member countries. And this, in particular, those exchange of information, technology, transfer, and aquaculture training. Mr. Farage is here. He's also the Director General of the National Institute of Fishery Research in Morocco. And also the president of RAFISMER is not around. The RAFISMER, that constitutes the permanent body for reflection, consultation, and cooperation in fishery research and marine science. Our institution, AFLACO, is an intergovernmental organization created and bring which brings together 22 countries, ranking from Morocco to Namibia. Its main objective is effective and active cooperation between member states for the preservation of fishery resource and sustainable development of fishery in the region. It promotes the adoption of an integration regional approach to solve a common problem according to its slogans. That is, explore today without compromising tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, the global fish trade has experienced sustainable development in recent years, and fishery and aquaculture product. That is about 68 million tons, are among the most trade food products in the world, with the participation of developing countries of 31% of the total worldwide in value of 49% of in volume. According to the World Bank, some of the world's most fertile fish ground can be found off the coast of Africa. Approximately 4.6 million tons of fish are harvested from the continent's marine water each year, together with a total of 2.3 million tons from inland fishery, or 0.7 million tons from aquaculture, with an estimated total value of something like 4.9 billion at the first sale. In most coastal countries in Africa, the fishing sector is a major contributor to rural income and employment, attract considerable local and foreign investment, enhance food security, and in many cases, it is a substantial resource of foreign exchange and funding of public budget. However, it is painful to note that Africa's participation in the global trade is ultimately limited, with the continent representing only a little 4.6% of the total value of global trade. In addition, Africa has been a net importer in volume since 2011, which is approximately given an enormous fishing potential that is the sector holds. The lesson to be deducted from the participation in this event is that to access lucrative markets, you must have a capacity to meet many requirements, and in particular, to comply with non-tariff measures relating to consumer protection and environmental and social protection, and to use transparent and reliable traceability system. The integration of economic development and sustainable planning has become increasingly important as societies recognize the interdependence of economy, social, and environmental aspects. Finding a careful balance that aligns economic growth, social well-being, and environmental protection is crucial. By integrating those dimensions, society and the fishery community can tackle present challenge with preserving resource and opportunity for future generation. This requires collaboration among regional organizations, governmental agencies, business communities, and individuals to create a sustainable and prosperous future. In that sense, AFTACO action aims to establish bilateral and multilateral cooperation, allowing the promotion in intra-African fish trade and increase in commerce exchange based on transparency and traceability mechanism. Our organization, AFLACO, encourage member states to share their scientific research, notably that concerning fish stock, through the coordination of their Institute Gaffrey in a Rafismer network. The the West African scientific community, through the framework of South-South and triangular cooperation offered by Rafismer, with the appreciation of and the support of Comafat Aflaco, joins international efforts to meet the challenges of the decades for ocean science and at the service of resilience of marine ecosystem and sustainable development. This commitment underpinned by awareness of the strategic importance of ecosystem goods and service provided by marine system in Aflaco intervention area through fishery stocks assessment. That means that the stock assessment is aimed at gathering data which has long undetermined the fishery sector and shall be used to develop management plan for governance and also to ascertain its commercial viability. In that sense, as acting president of AFLACO, I have launched on January and February 2012 two fish stock assessment campaign to study the fish population and marine development environment in the Atlantic water and executive economic zone of Liberia and Benin. These scientific expeditions have used the Moroccan research vessel Hassan al-Maraki. Thanks for on this purpose to the Minister of Agriculture and Fishery of Morocco, Mr. Mohamed Sadiki, and also to the King of Morocco for this campaign. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude and renew my deep thanks to the Overseas Fishery Cooperation Foundation of Japan, the OFCF of Japan, that privileged partnership with AFLACO for its constant support and benefits of the fishery community and sector in our region. To this end, I would like to highlight that in order to reach our objective of an active cooperation and collaboration for the preservation of fishery resources and sustainable development of fisheries in our region, our policy can only be built through effective and dynamic fisheries scientific research. Finally, I want to conclude my speech by saying that as this Eurasia show is based upon business beyond politics principle, it is free from political and geographical border and is designed to unite the country of Europe and Asia, Latin America, and Africa within one place. I hope that it will be an arena where businessmen and fisheries operators from different parts of the world could discuss this opportunity to strengthen the existing cooperation relation and to explore new areas of collaboration on the basis of a win-win principle. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this good speech. And I'm very glad, before introducing Dr. Faraj for his presentation, to thank His Excellency for his kind words and for all datas and information he brings to the assistants to show the importance of our organization at LAFCO. At LAFCO is not only an intergovernmental organization with officials, but also a space to share many subjects with the support of our networks, which are the arms of the organization. We have the scientific network, Ravismer, the network for developing aquaculture, Rafaqua. We have also another network for the Institute of Trainings, fisheries trainings, REFMA. You have also another networks for women, which are working on artisanal fisheries. So our organization is very happy to be here with you. It's also a way to get opportunities for doing business between the industry of our state members. And we thank another time Seafood Expo RISEF to making this opportunity for Atlafco to be here. So I'm pleased to introduce Madame Majida Marouf, which is as His Excellency said before, which is the General Director of the Moroccan National Agency for Developing Aquaculture. And but at the same time, she is the acting president of Aquaculture Organization Network, RAFAQUA. Thank you very much, Madame Marouf.
Excellences, Monsieur le ministre et président de la COMAFAT, Mesdames et Messieurs, honorable assistance, merci de m'avoir présenté, donc je n'aurai pas à le faire une deuxième fois.
Ladies and gentlemen,
C'est un honneur pour moi de m'adresser à vous sur un sujet d'une importance capitale.
it's a pleasure for me to talk about a really important subject,
Aussi bien à l'échelle mondiale qu'à l'échelle du continent africain.
which is really important for Africa and to the world in general.
Je suis désolée, mais je voudrais rappeler, nous avons tous vécu une crise, la crise du Covid-19, qui agit comme un véritable révélateur et qui a mis en lumière l'urgence du développement de certains secteurs, dont l'aquaculture.
In the previous years, the world has witnessed a really big problem, which was the COVID-19, which has affected the world's economy in general,
Yes.
in many cases.
Aussi bien dans les pays du monde que dans les pays de l'Afrique, et plus particulièrement pour les 22 pays qui sont membres, qui bordent l'océan Atlantique et qui sont membres de la COMAFAT.
In specifically African countries and countries that are on the Atlantic Sea.
En effet, cette crise que nous avons tous vécue a plongé l'économie mondiale dans une récession généralisée et où l'ensemble des secteurs productifs ont connu un choc négatif et une baisse drastique de leurs activités.
And as I said previously, it has really affected the economy of the world, and the world's economy has got like a really big shock that kept it down.
Toutefois, les agriculteurs, les éleveurs, les pêcheurs et les aquaculteurs ont contribué grandement à nous approvisionner et à nous nourrir. Et j'aimerais bien qu'on les applaudisse.
Ouais. Specifically, agriculture's fishermen that have really helped providing food to us, which I would like to provide them a really special acknowledgement, please.
Pour les producteurs. C'est vrai que la souveraineté alimentaire des pays du monde et particulièrement des pays de la COMAFAT ne peut se penser aujourd'hui sans le développement de filières aquacoles durables. La COMAFAT, c'est Atlafco. C'est la commission, voilà. C'est une organisation, ça a été présenté par Monsieur le Président. Oui, alors je voulais dire que la souveraineté alimentaire des pays de la COMAFAT ne peut pas se penser aujourd'hui sans le développement de filières aquacoles durables et résilientes.
And our organization COMAFAT cannot be the way it is right now without the aqua evolution.
Donc tous nos pays portent aujourd'hui un enjeu primordial pour prioriser la production locale et un système alimentaire durable.
And our importance is to try to get local products
Mhm.
and which can stay for a really long period.
Aujourd'hui, la production aquacole des pays de la Comafat
Today, the production of the countries of the COMAFAT
avoisine 400 000 tonnes. 400 000 tonnes.
in general does 400,000 tons,
C'est à peu près le double de la production par rapport à 2010, c'est-à-dire
which is in general the double of the production from 2010,
mais qui reste en deçà des potentialités réelles de la région et de la demande croissante des populations en termes de produits de la mer.
which is still not up to the demand of the area that needs even more development and more continuation.
C'est pourquoi aujourd'hui investir dans l'aquaculture revêt une importance capitale.
That is why in these days investing in the aqua business is really important.
Car au-delà de la simple production alimentaire, c'est investir dans les objectifs de développement durable
Beside the aqua investment, which is really important to invest in a durable,
durable,
ma-
sustainable
sustainable merchandise,
development, yes, contribuant à la protection des océans, parce que
which contributes to the protection of oceans
à la réduction de la pauvreté,
and to the reduction of poverty,
à la réalisation de la faim zéro, zéro angry, faim zéro,
which will include to zero hunger,
à la promotion du travail décent, à l'innovation et à une consommation responsable.
which will lead to more responsible consumption.
Investir aujourd'hui dans l'aquaculture pour les pays africains, c'est sortir d'un paradoxe où plus de la moitié des besoins en ressources halieutiques sont importés dans un contexte où les produits de la mer constituent de plus de la moitié des besoins en protéines animales des populations.
Today, investing in the aqua business means that
C'est sortir d'un paradoxe où plus de la moitié des besoins,
which means getting out of the paradox that
la moitié des besoins en produits de la mer sont importés.
the majority of the sea
Seafood are
Supplement.
imported, yes, dans un contexte où les produits de la mer, nous sommes dans un contexte où les produits de la mer constituent plus de la moitié des besoins en protéines. C'est en général.
which means that the seafoods is more than the half of what the world needs.
Yes. Alors, les pays de la Comafat, par exemple, à titre d'exemple,
For example, the COMAFET countries
ont importé en 2022 près de 3 milliards de dollars,
in 2022 has got more than
3 milliards de dollars,
3 million, not 3
Milliards.
million,
billion
3
dollars,
billion dollars,
yes, équivalent à 2 millions de tonnes de produits de la mer.
which equivals to 2 million products of seafood.
Ces produits sont à 85% sous forme congelée.
These products are 85% frozen.
Alors, c'est dire que aujourd'hui, le renforcement de l'aquaculture il est essentiel pour combler justement ce déficit.
So, which we can say that today we can replace the deficiency of seafood
Et de réduire la dépendance aux importations.
and help with the reduction of the export of seafood.
Et à travers l'aquaculture, on peut assurer un approvisionnement stable en aliments nutritifs.
And through seafood, we can get all the benefactors that we want from seafood.
Donc, c'est l'alimentation pour les populations tout en réalisant une croissance économique
Which is a really important food for the people. with at the same time helping and providing the economy,
une croissance économique à travers le continent pour un marché qui croîtra annuellement de plus de 10%.
which is really important for the continent, that helps it grow by 10%.
Dans ce contexte-là, la collaboration entre les nations africaines et les leaders mondiaux
In this context, the union between the African Union and the world
fait de l'aquaculture un vecteur essentiel pour la promotion d'une coopération sud-sud fondée sur le partage des expériences, le transfert du savoir-faire et le développement des chaînes de valeur.
which can help exchange valuables, experience, and all the things that are important to help increase the economy of seafood.
C'est dans ce sens que les pays de la Comafat se sont constitués en un réseau africain, le RAFAQUA,
Which is for this reason the COMFAT countries wanted to
un RAFAQUA pour répondre à ce besoin urgent de développement de l'aquaculture à l'échelle des pays de la Comafat.
wanted to increase all the needs for seafood and answering all the problems that are facing the aquafood.
Ce réseau constitue une plateforme de collaboration et de partage pour favoriser justement l'échange d'expertise et de bonnes pratiques entre les membres du réseau,
Which is really beneficial for the countries that are working in the same sector, that can help each other to benefit from one's experience.
C'est en fait une approche collective et solidaire en matière de développement de l'aquaculture.
Which I believe is a solidarity that can help us get the solution to all the
Et
problems.
à ce sujet, je voudrais souligner que, bien sûr, 22 pays dans un seul réseau, pour le développement du secteur de l'aquaculture, ce n'est pas une tâche facile parce qu'il y a des différences entre les pays et
I just wanted to underline that 22 countries in one organization is not an easy thing.
Et aujourd'hui, notre défi, c'est d'essayer de capitaliser sur les atouts et des potentialités des pays pour essayer de voir comment est-ce qu'on peut développer une aquaculture à l'échelle de toute la région en capitalisant sur les points forts de chaque pays.
As I said previously, having 22 countries in one organization is not easy, but because of the different cultures between every country, but we try to get all the strong points from every country to try to improve our investment.
Alors, dans les pays de la Comafat et membres du réseau du RAFAQUA, je pourrais dire que la majorité de la production aquacole concerne les espèces d'eau douce. Et l'aquaculture marine, c'est aujourd'hui, c'est la grande découverte pour pas mal de pays. Et donc,
As a member of the COMAFET, I can say that the aqua seafood is a really big development and a new sector for us.
et nous sommes en train de travailler sur une stratégie commune pour le développement de l'aquaculture marine.
And we are trying to find a common solution and a common strategy to try to develop all of the seafood business.
Il faut dire que le diagnostic qui a été fait montre qu'il y a un grand besoin en matière d'accompagnement pour la consolidation de l'écosystème lié à l'aquaculture marine.
And this strategy is based on a research and a consolidation between the members and countries to try to find an ecosystem which helps the development too.
C'est pourquoi notre présence aujourd'hui, et je tiens à remercier les organisateurs de nous avoir donné cette opportunité, est intéressante pour lancer un appel aux exposants et aux spécialistes de l'aquaculture marine.
Which I can thank the organizations of this affair that can help us deliver our message to a lot of people.
de penser à l'Afrique, de penser à cette, justement, de garder dans leur parabole la dynamique en cours de réalisation dans les pays de l'Afrique, pour se positionner en tant que partenaire dans pas mal de secteurs, en fait, tout au long de la chaîne de valeur.
To try to tell everyone to remember Africa and the African countries that have a lot of resources and that can give a lot to the seafood business.
En fait, les spécialistes, les techniciens, les fournisseurs d'équipements, les chantiers navals, les gens spécialisés dans la valorisation des produits de la mer,
Technicians, researchers, businessmen in the seafood business
présents ici peuvent être des
that are with us here.
partenaires techniques, des partenaires, des aquaculteurs de la région du Rafakwa.
Fishermen's, technician partners, everyone that is related to this business.
Et ben voilà, nous espérons que le message passera et que on va sortir, terminer justement notre passage au niveau de ce salon avec
To all the previous persons that I've mentioned earlier that can help develop the aqua seafood in Africa, I hope our message has been delivered.
et que la semence que nous venons de planter fleurira très, très rapidement.
And hopefully, with this kind of efforts, we will try to help this business to flourish in Africa.
Merci.
Specifically. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Marouf, for this important speech. And I'm very happy to hear that aquaculture was one of the business who helps the world during the COVID, and also all fishermen and all the people who were working on agriculture. Effectively, these people, these workers were les sauveteurs de l'humanité, and humanity savers, and such of manifestations of such as seafood explorasia, it's a good opportunity also to highlights about the potential of Africa, the potential of our state members, and the opportunities we could have with all the participants of this forum to do business, to get partnerships, and to develop our economies, and to develop the fishing business also. I'm very happy also to introduce Dr. Malik Faraj, which is the director of the National Marine Fisheries Scientist Research in Morocco, and also the acting chair of the network of scientific research institutes in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Minister, honorable attendees, today I want to talk about some action that we are doing in Africa to develop a sustainable and science-based seafood production system. As you know, Africa actually today produce about 12 million tons, and only 2.5 million is coming from aquaculture. And in the other side, you know that Africa is a net importer of seafood products. We need to develop, and there is a very high potential of seafood and aquaculture development for the future. According to the FAO statistic, the needs for Africa is more than 80% of growth of the seafood production to fulfill its needs by 2050. We know today that we have, in the global context, we have very fast growth of the blue economy, but we have many challenges. One, of course, we have the ocean emergency because of the effect of the climate change. And we know that we need to transform our way to exploit the ocean and to transform our food system production. But how to do that? We know that all the countries has their own strategies. They have they developed some actions. They have programs. They have support from international institutions. But we need to foster our actions. And we launched the Blue Belt Initiative to foster these needs and this action. We developed a platform, collaborative platform, to help African countries in priority to change their way to exploit the ocean and to develop new ways, new sustainable aquatic food system production. And we, within 5-6 years, we fixed three axes. First of all, to sustain and strengthen fisheries, sustainable fisheries, to promote aquaculture also, and to strengthen ocean observation, because as you know, we cannot work without science, and we cannot develop sustainable aquatic system production without science. Today, we have many countries under the umbrella of this platform. And we have many organizations, of course. First of them is ATLAFCO, and RAFISMER, which is the scientific body for this ATLAFCO organization. And we have many actions. Some of them are science. As our ministers said, we have now developed a program to have to share and to have common scientific surveys for the African countries. And it's just the beginning. We are working to develop many actions like this. We try also to develop a new system to give the way to have data, because as you know, data is the most important for the business. And we want to make an observatory to give access to the people and to the stakeholders all the data that they need to invest in the fisheries sectors. And of course, we would like to develop also sentinel fisheries, which make them as at the core of the sustainability. And I don't want to be too long with the, I will ask please to launch the movie which can show you all the action that we are doing under BBI. Thank you.
With warming waters, changing oceanic currents, and reduced productivity, the frequency and magnitude of impacts are expected to increase in the upcoming decades. The impacts of climate change are disrupting fisheries, fishing communities, and seafood supply chains. There is much at stake, and action is needed now to promote sustainable fishery and aquaculture, industry growth, to strengthen supply chains, and to ensure participation of all stakeholders that will be key factors to build resilience. The good governance of aquaculture and fishing activities through science-based management measures is among the success factors for a sustainable exploitation of the ocean. But it is not enough. Past experiences show how much the private sector plays a crucial role in and bears a responsibility that is often underestimated in the process of sustainable development of the fisheries sector. It is important to breathe new life in the fisheries sector through a blue transformation that puts the private fisheries sector at the heart of the sustainability process. This requires a better understanding by everyone of environmental issues, but also the adoption of new operating practices, the use of new production methods and tools, whether fishing gears and boats, processing and aquaculture techniques and technologies. Therefore, the challenge for BBI partners today will be to support the fisheries sector to produce more by fishing less and by protecting more the ocean. Within the framework of the Blue Belt Initiative, several projects have started or are awaiting financing aid and could be in the scope of cooperation between all the BBI partners. The fish processing industry generates thousands of tons of byproducts that are mostly used as the major protein source for fish meal and fish oil. However, this process generates a low-quality product with low added value and has many environmental impacts. Researchers at the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute have developed an alternative to bring out more value from sardines and other fish byproducts. Indeed, fish residues are a source of bioactive elements with the potential to generate biologic high added value compounds, such as collagen, gelatin, and hydrolysate. Morocco aims to develop this process at a pilot scale within an innovative biotechnology platform that provides early bioprocess services to the fisheries industry and startups. With more than 25,000 species, ocean microalgae converts sunlight, carbon dioxide, and minerals more efficiently than any other plant on Earth. Because of bioactive compounds of algae such as beta-carotene, researchers at the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute preserve the bioresources in a phytobank that is made available for industrials and provide them technical and scientific support. Startups developed a new technology to grow algae naturally, delivering both abundance and climate balance. It consists of growing algae in a large scale using only sunlight, seawater, and wind. The farms grow algae in the desert to make the healthiest plant-based sustainable food on the planet. Morocco is well suited for this type of mariculture with an ideal flat coastal desert, estimated at 5,000 square kilometers, enough to sequester 50 million tons of CO2 per year in an ecosystem-restoring way. With support from global institutions and powerful governments, we can turn coastal desert lands into production hubs of zero-carbon food. As part of Morocco's research and development strategy for aquaculture, the Moroccan Fisheries Research Institute has established the first offshore fish farm on the Moroccan Atlantic coast. The farm is located at 4.5 miles from Sidi Ifni port and is consisting of 4 floating cages of 29 meters in diameter and moored at 45 meters depth, with a pioneering offshore cage system. The aim is to find solutions to keep a livestock of fish, such as sea bream and sea bass, and other species offshore of the Moroccan coast. With the success of this open sea systems development, the Institute anticipates that this will give a huge boost to the aquaculture development along the Moroccan coast. The Blue Belt Initiative presents best practices-based solutions that should be enriched by research, innovation, expertise exchange, and feedbacks from around the world. Environmental constraints can turn out to be sustainable and wealth-creating solutions, but we must all join forces, establish a sustainable vision for the fisheries sector, and protect our ocean and our home planet.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Faraj, for this presentation about the Blue Belt Initiative. I just want to make a precision that Dr. Faraj is the focal point of the initiative, Blue Belt Initiative in Africa with FAO. And I also take another time this opportunity to thank warmly our president, His Honorable Minister CDT Moko Toure, acting president of ATLAFCO, and my president for being here and for his best good presentation about Africa potential and the messages sent also by Ms. Majida Marouf as a chair of the Aquaculture Network. Warmly thank to honorable participants and for the delegation coming with Excellency from Abidjan, from Republic de Côte d'Ivoire. If there are questions or comments, we are very happy to give the answer to the assistants. Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Hello, Your Excellency, dear delegates. Thank you very much for being here. I have two questions. The first question is about the over exploitation of the fishing resources in Africa. Could you please tell me how big is the problem? What is the main factors of it? And what is being made to reduce its impact? And that's it.
Could you repeat the question because
Yeah, Maria? Oh, sorry. Is it better?
yes.
Okay, sorry. So, Your Excellency, dear delegates, thank you very much for being here. I have two questions. The first question is about the over exploitation of fish resources in Africa. How big is the problem? What are the main factors or reasons? And what is being made to reduce the impact of this problem?
Okay, your question was, for example, you want to export.
No,
Ah.
it's over exploitation.
Exploited, la surexploitation.
Yes.
Donc, alors, Excellence, la question, c'est comment est-ce qu'on peut expliquer la surexploitation des ressources halieutiques en Afrique? Quels sont les facteurs de cette surexploitation? Et quelles sont les mesures entreprises par les États, les gouvernants, pour réduire cette surexploitation des ressources halieutiques en Afrique?
It's not export, it's exploited.
Exploited,
Yes.
exploitation,
Yes.
exploité. Hein.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. J'essaierai de répondre, mais je vous laisserai aussi la possibilité de. Donc, I will speak in English. Okay. So the overexploitation is, as the other countries in the world, we have about 30 between. It depends of the countries. It's about 30% of the stocks are overexploited. Okay, it's a huge problem for us, and we have many action that we can act. We are developing many management plan in Africa. It depends of all the stocks that we want to manage. You need to know that it is very difficult to manage this kind of stocks in Africa because we have a huge diversity. For example, if I can just talk about Morocco, we have more than 400 commercial species. So if we need to define one management plan by species, it means 400 management plans, which is a huge task. So we try to have some management plan and all the measures that we integrated in the management plans, like quota, like biological rests, spatial management planning, and so on. So we are developing this, but I think the most important is to integrate the fishermen in the process And that's why we are trying to develop these sentinel fisheries, which is that we integrate them in the process. We empower the fishermen. We give them the possibility to observe the oceans, to observe the data, to observe the evolution of the stocks, and to be more sensitive and to be more keen to respect the measures and the management plan. Of course, we also develop all the control systems. We have VMS, and so all these systems are trying to be developed depending of the countries. So the situation is very different from country to countries. But we try to help, and within this network of Rafismer and with Atlafco, we try to develop and sharing the experience and to push to reduce this problem of overexploitation. Thank you, Mr. Min.
En tant que ministre en charge de la pêche de Côte d'Ivoire,
As a minister in charge of this seafood development in Ivory Coast,
effectivement, la problématique de la surexploitation est certes mondiale, mais nous la vivons aussi dans notre pays.
it is true that this problem is in all over the world, but yes, we are living it in our country too.
Et c'est pareil aussi pour les autres pays africains.
Which is the same thing for other African countries too.
Et c'est en cela que nous avons initié notre première initiative de fermeture des pêches sur la zone maritime ivoirienne, la zone exclusive économique maritime ivoirienne en 2023.
Which is why we started the initiative of closing the aqua.
Fermeture de la pêche.
We tried to stop the fishing in the Ivory Coast on all of the beach side. Which means the closure of fisheries in Ivory Coast.
Yeah, this happened last year. Et cette période d'interdiction de la pêche qu'on a lancée l'année dernière avait déjà été faite au Ghana et nous allons l'étendre au fur et à mesure sur toute la côte maritime et cela dans une période de 2 mois chaque année.
And this initiative of forbidden fishing has started last year and has been done with Ghana and
Liberia.
Liberia.
To allow the fish to grow in a period, the closing session of forbidding of fishing in the seas. So, ça, c'était l'année dernière. Et cette année encore, nous allons réitérer la même initiative en intégrant beaucoup plus de pays sur la côte atlantique de l'Afrique.
This initiative has been taken last year, and this year we are trying to proceed with it with all the countries that are on the Atlantic side to try to allow the fish to even grow during these periods.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for these elements to secure. I hope that's our questioner were. Are you okay with the answer? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Are there any more comments, please?
If not, we thank our honored guest, Your Excellency. Thank you so much for participation.